Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Silence Abounds Science at Home, where we will discover home lab magic. I'm very excited today because we're going to be looking at a very well known reaction, chemical reaction, called the lining in a test tube reaction. This dramatic reaction is a classic redox reaction that produces sparks, heat, and sometimes flame, resembling miniature lightning in a test tube. When potassium permanganate reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid, it forms manganese 7 oxide, an extremely powerful and unstable oxidizing agent. When ethanol is added, manganese 7 oxide violently oxidizes it, forming acetic acid and acetaldehyde. Meanwhile, manganese is reduced from manganese 7 to manganese 2. Now, I do produce accompanying notes to accompany my experiments, and if you are interested in getting a copy of today's notes, please send me an email, which is in my video description, and please, in the subject matter, type in lining in a test tube reaction, and I will be happy to send you a copy of those notes that explains all the scientific reaction that's occurring to you for free. Also, as a pre-warning, this is a very exothermic and can potentially a violent reaction. So for safety reasons, I do not recommend you repeating this experiment at home. If you do want to do this experiment at home, then please at least perform the experiment outside where appropriate PPE, face goggles, very important to wear for this reaction. So what I'm going to do is set up the experiment and let's see this beautiful exothermic oxidizing redox reaction. So I'm going to add this concentrated sulfuric acid first. And I'm just going to pour it in gently into the test tube. Okay, that's plenty. It's about, 20 mils. And then what I next want to try and what I need to do is I'm going to form a layer of the alcohol on top of the sulfuric acid. I don't want to mix them. So I'm going to gently add the alcohol and I'm going to trickle it down the test tube so it forms a layer on top of the sulfuric acid. Okay, that is that set up. And as you can see, there's a distinct separation of the sulfuric acid here, and the alcohol is sitting on top of the sulfuric acid. Now, all I need to do is add the potassium permanganate. But before I do that, to actually see the reaction more vividly, I'm going to darken the room for the next part of the reaction, and it's more visually seen in a darkened room. So let me do that now. So I'm going to gently add the potassium permanganate. You don't need a lot for this reaction to occur. Once I've added the potassium permanganate, it takes a few seconds for the reaction to take place, and you will eventually see the sparks fly. Wow, that was some reaction. That's why I love chemistry so much, these beautiful reactions. So I hope you enjoyed that. So how are those sparks formed? Well, depending on the concentration or how much sulfuric acid and ethanol is used, when they react, they can produce a lot of heat. And that heat is enough to ignite the ethanol. And that is what is causing those sparks or the lining in the test tube reaction. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like and the share button. It all goes towards supporting my video. Thank you to all my subscribers, and send me a comment. I love to get some feedback. Also, feel free to send me an email, send me a photo, video of you doing home lab experience. I would love to build a home lab community. Until next time, keep on experimenting. Goodbye, everybody.